The citizens of Peel City had grown accustomed to oddities, street pack car orchestras that never ran on time, pizza parlors that served existential crust, and an annual parade of synchronized lawn gnomes. None of that, however, compared to the surreal reassurance of seeing a 6'5" gentleman in a bright yellow lycra suit, topped with a drooping, stem-shaped cowl, sprinting across rooftops with the confidence of someone who believed gravity was just a rumor. He was known, affectionately and incredulously, as Banana Man. Officially, his full title was Banana Man, Protector of Potassium, Slipmaster General, Herald of Smoothie Justice. Unofficially, the tabloids called him That Fruit in Tights. Whatever the moniker, the man's mission was simple: keep Peel City safe, keep people's potassium levels balanced, and keep villains perpendicular to the pavement for as short a time as possible. Banana Man's civilian identity public librarian Bernard Peelman was an open secret, except to Bernard himself, who believed his disguise of slightly thicker glasses fooled everyone. If Clark Kent can do it with just frames, he reasoned, why can't I double the disguise with bifocals? His colleagues indulged him, checking out stacks of cookbooks on banana bread so he'd feel undercover. Everything changed one Tuesday morning when a chemical smell wafted over downtown and every digital billboard glitched into pixelated neon letters reading "Sodium Rules." Within minutes, leg cramps rippled through joggers, dancers, and anyone attempting an ambitious stretch. Calls flooded emergency hotlines. My hamstrings tied itself into IKEA furniture. The villain behind it was none other than Dr. Sodium, ex-sports drink tycoon turned salinated scoundrel. His diabolical weapon, a colossal depossamizer tower that leached the life-giving mineral from the city's water supply. Dr. Sodium enjoyed metaphors. His costume, a shimmering suit of crystalline white, resembled a salt shaker. Every twirl sprinkled table salt. His mustache appeared sculpted by an architect who loved right angles. Standing atop his tower, he declared into a megaphone, "Embrace the Charlie horse, Peel City. For too long, potassium has reigned. Tonight, cramps. Tomorrow, calcification." His cackle echoed like squeaky chalk. Bernard was shelving large print mysteries when he heard the breaking news. He raced into a supply closet, tripped over a book cart, rolled through a pile of bubble wrap, and emerged in banana regalia. As always, he paused to admire himself in a dust-cluttered mirror. "Potassium profound, potassium proud. May my speeches be noble and my surfaces be slick," he recited, a ritual he called the Pledge of Appeal Giants. His first stop, Junior High School 4, where students clutching their calves had turned gym class into a zombie hobble. Banana Man burst through the doors brandishing a bunch of ripe Cavendish bananas like rations in a vitamin war. "Listen up, young scholars of physical vigor," he proclaimed. "Your muscles are symphonies yearning for electrolytic harmony. Each banana is a baton of well-being. Conduct your bodies back to crescendo." He tossed bananas as though they were life rings on a stormy sea. Teenagers devoured them with the urgency of pop quiz answers. Moments later, groans eased, stretching resumed, and selfies with potassium savior trended. With confidence and some confiscated hall passes, Banana Man bounded away. Meanwhile, Dr. Sodium's tower pulsed, draining potassium, while neon graphs inside displayed the city's dropping mineral levels. His henchmen, the Saltines, muscular figures in cracker-patterned armor, patrolled with shakers that doubled as prod sticks. "Remember," Doc lectured, "we're 5% ahead of schedule. Stay salinized." At City Hall, Mayor Zucchini, who'd changed his surname to court Vigi voters, called an emergency meeting. "We need Banana Man," he said, an obvious statement echoed with vigorous nods. Aides pinged every possible contact, including the library's main desk. Ms. Delgado, head librarian, answered, "He's out, somewhere, reshelving the forces of evil," she said, with an eye roll only Banana Man's co-workers had perfected. Not long after, Banana Man arrived on the roof of City Hall via grappling peel, a sticky rope that smelled faintly of breakfast smoothies. He addressed the press corps. Flashbulbs popped, drones hovered for live streams. "Citizens of Peel City," he began, striking a heroic stance that nearly tore the seat of his suit. "Know this. Potassium is not merely a nutrient. It is the unsung poet of electrolytes, the balancer of blood pressure, the Gordian knot untying the cramps that bind our mobility and our joy. Mid-speech, a saltine fired a salt blast from a rooftop across the plaza. Banana Man dodged with a comedic twirl, producing from his utility belt a pristine banana. He peeled it in a flourish worthy of high cuisine, ate the fruit in 2 bites, and frisbee flung the peel onto the marble parapet. Saltine boots stepped where you knew they shouldn't. Slip, clang, crash. The henchman pirouetted into an ornamental fountain, emerging soggy and lightly seasoned. Reporters cheered, hashtags multiplied. Yet the city's potassium deficit continued. Hospitals struggled, yoga classes collapsed mid-warrior pose, and a local string quartet could no longer sustain vibrato. Banana Man knew he needed to shut down the tower at its source. He surveyed the skyline, eyes narrowing behind banana yellow goggles. Time for a direct confrontation. That night, storm clouds gathered like stage curtains. Dr. Sodium's tower glowed spectral white against charcoal skies, each flash of lightning illuminating pipes labeled K-Sucker 3000. Banana Man rode atop the Banana Mobile, a converted ice cream truck painted with cheerful fruit decals. Its loudspeakers blasted motivational messages, keep calm and potassium on. The truck screeched to a halt at the tower's base. Saltines formed a line, shaker sticks crackling. Banana Man flipped forward, rolling into his favorite stance, left foot slightly ahead, right knee bent, arms raised like a conductor. By salty adversaries, he addressed them, observe the humility of potassium. It doesn't brag like sodium, whose overabundance breeds hypertension. Nay, potassium whispers across cellular membranes, fostering equilibrium. He punctuated the lecture by flicking twin banana peels into the fray. 11 saltines stepped, slipped, and cascaded like dominoes down a flight of nutritional justice. As each fell, Banana Man quoted dietary guidelines. Adults require 3,500 milligrams daily. Slip. Sweet potatoes are also good sources. Slip. But nothing beats the convenience of the banana. The path cleared, he dashed inside. Steel catwalk spiraled to a central core where the depotassiumizer hummed ominously. Dr. Sodium stood beside it, bathed in sterile white light, twirling a salt shaker. Well, if it isn't the city's favorite fruit snack, he sneered. Ready to be preserved? Banana Man placed a hand over his chest. Good, doctor, I implore you. Recall 5th grade biology? Remember when Mrs. Carver taught that sodium and potassium are dance partners across cell membranes? Surely you know balance is beauty. Balance is overrated, Sodium snarled. I prefer dominance. Imagine statues frozen mid-stretch. Citizens forever one cramp away from surrender. A brittle, salty empire, my empire. He flicked a lever. The tower's hum climbed to jet engine pitch. Banana Man staggered, feeling his own muscles tighten. Time to slip and fall from grace, Dr. Sodium mocked, spraying salt pellets like confetti. Banana Man ducked behind a console, patting his belt. Disaster. Only one banana left. He polished it on his chest emblem. Make it count, he whispered. He sprang from cover and threw the banana, not the peel, the whole fruit, across the gap. It smacked a red emergency button. Alarms whooped, shields slammed over the tower's windows. Dr. Sodium's eyes saucered. What have you done? Activated the citric acid safety protocol, Banana Man guessed. It was pure bluff, but blinking lights always look official. While Sodium dithered, Banana Man performed a gymnastic cartwheel, landed at the lever, and yanked it back. The hum dropped. Potassium levels on the monitor ticked upward. Muscles across the city unclenched. Yoga resumed. Violins found their vibrato. Still, the tower remained operational. Dr. Sodium lunged, seizing Banana Man's cape. I built this place for maximum salt, he hissed. Your potassium pep talks won't stop me? Banana Man twisted free, but not before Sodium grabbed the last banana from his belt. Looking for this? No peel, no slipping, no hope. Banana Man straightened, drew a deep breath. Then, hear me without distraction, he declared. Potassium is the gentle knight of the bloodstream, guarding us from the tyranny of cramps. It's the silent applause after physical achievements, the electrolyte that says, I believe in your heartbeat. Deny it and you deny the very cadence of life. Dr. Sodium scoffed. Spare me. He hurled the banana like a grenade. Instinctively, Banana Man caught it, peeled it in midair, devoured the fruit in a heroic gulp, and flicked the peel backward. The peel landed beneath Dr. Sodium's immaculate patent leather boot. Time slowed, lights flickered. Violinists citywide hit dramatic tremolos. Sodium's eyes widened as physics filed its annual report. He slipped. Arms windmilled. He performed an accidental triple Lutz worthy of figure skating lore before crashing into a vat labeled Rehydration Reserve. A geyser erupted, drenching him in neutrally pH electrolyte fluid. The tower shook, control panels sparked, Banana Man sprinted to the main circuit breaker, a lever shaped, conveniently, like a banana. He pulled. The K-sucker powered down, screens dimmed, alarms ceded to silence. An automated voice chirped, Congratulations, potassium equilibrium restored, complimentary smoothie coupon printed at exit. Dripping, Dr. Sodium struggled to stand. You think this ends with one peel? He croaked, salt crystals forming on his eyelashes. Banana Man offered a hand, sincere. There's always a place in Peel City for redemption. Start with a banana, maybe blend it into an apology. For a moment, Sodium hesitated, gaze drifting to the soggy peel that bested him. Finally, he slapped Banana Man's hand away. I'll never eat yellow mush, he spat, before collapsing in defeat. Sirens drew closer. Banana Man tied a dozen zip ties made from banana fibers, surprisingly strong, around the villain. Police arrived, escorted the saline scoundrel out, and paused to accept smoothie coupons. Morning broke bright and potassium-rich. Citywide screens flash news. Banana Man defeats Dr. Sodium Cramp's cramps. At the library, Bernard returned, hair slightly damp from the night's storm. Ms. Delgado greeted him. Big night, huh? Bernard adjusted his double-tick glasses. I shelved stories of victory, he said cryptically. She slipped him a banana muffin from the break room. Together they shared a small grin. That afternoon the city threw a celebratory festival, the Peel Good Carnival. Vendors sold banana split tacos, potassium-infused cotton candy, and t-shirts reading, Stay Slippery. Mayor Zucchini presented Banana Man with the Golden Peel Award, a trophy that looked like a banana mid-banana peel. Children chanted, Potassium! In playground cadence. On stage, Banana Man raised the microphone. A hush fell, not because people expected brevity, but because they were curious how long this speech would last. He cleared his throat. Friends, citizens, balanced dietary enthusiasts, we stand today on the stable ground of adequate potassium. Let us thank the farmers who coax bananas from equatorial sunshine, the grocers who stack them in satisfying pyramids, and the parents who say, just take one on the way to school. Remember, each banana is a curved smile from nature, encouraging your muscles, your nerves, your very heartbeat to dance freely. Eat one, share one. Make banana bread on rainy Sundays. Blend them into smoothies of solidarity. Because in the grand slip-nut slide of life, sometimes all that stands between you and the floor is the gentle power of this humble fruit. Applause thundered. Confetti cannons burst, yellow and slidey scented. Somewhere in the crowd, a teenager tried to dab, slipped on a stray peel, and landed on a beanbag chair labeled Safety Zone. Laughter toppled like dominoes. Later, under twinkle lights, Banana Man perched on a rooftop surveying Peel City. Below, couples strolled, cramp-free, beat musicians jammed without finger spasms, and neon signs advertised potassium happy hour. He allowed himself a satisfied sigh, but his radio crackled. Attention all units! Disturbance at the Citrus Dome. Reports of villain deploying grapefruit grenades. Possible vitamin C overload. Banana Man stood, cape fluttering. He produced a fresh banana from a belt compartment labeled emergency snack. Duty calls, he whispered. He took one warrior's bite. Always remember, he mused to the moon, with enough potassium, slipping is just the beginning. Then he leapt into the night, a flash of yellow against the stars, leaving only the faint aroma of optimism and ripe fruit in his wake.